Alright, guys, so life really doesn't hit the same anymore. You know what I'm saying? I saw videos talking about this topic, how, as you get older, life isn't the same, but I'm gonna tell you my personal experience, okay? Why life isn't the same anymore. So I'm only 22 years old, and, my whole goal in life is I need to be the best version of myself. And in order for me to be the best version of myself, I need to be well rounded in every aspect of my life, whether it be physically, financially, spiritually, emotionally, have all these characteristics, life skills, and experiences, and all these skill sets, have good leadership skills, confidence. There's so many components that you guys need to think about and also work on. You know what I'm saying? So it got to the point where I was having fun in life. I remember, okay, so let's rewind for a bit, okay? So I remember when I was like 14, 15, 16 years old, I wasn't taking life serious, okay? Like, I quit all my sports. I wasn't getting good grades in school. I kept out of trouble, but I wasn't just doing the things I needed to do, right, to make me a better version. And I was lazy, pretty much. After a while, I got tired of that. And when I was 16, about to turn 17, I started taking life serious again. You know what I'm saying? I was working multiple jobs. I was out here playing sports, doing combat training, football, running, swimming, trying to get closer to God. And, there's so many things I was trying to work on, trying to start YouTube. Eventually, after I graduated high school in 2020, right, March 2020, 5 years ago, when pandemic hit, I remember life, despite all the negatives and everything that was going on in the world, I personally had a good time. You know what I'm saying? I was keeping healthy. I was isolated, but after a while, I was like, I graduated high school. I was like, yes, I'm so happy I'm finally out of high school. Because to be honest, guys, I hated school. You know what I'm saying? I was never going to plan to go to college because, in my personal stance, I don't think college is going to make me rich as a person and rich financially. You know what I'm saying? Those are two different things. But it was never my goal to really go to college, but if I wanted to, I could have. You know what I'm saying? I went to a good private school, but at the same time, guys, I grew up in the ghetto, so I had the best of both worlds. I know what it's like to struggle, and I know what it's like to have opportunities and know that there's a bigger world out there where you can, have a lot of opportunities. So, I had a mix of everything. So I was like, okay, cool. But at the same time, I was like, I'm not going to college, especially during pandemic because everything was online. So I said, bruh, I'm not going to waste my time. So I decided to do the non-traditional route, right? I was working multiple jobs. I was working Taco Bell, landscaping, warehouse jobs, driving jobs, high school jobs. And in the meantime, I was trying to start a business, do YouTube, do reselling, trying to grow my personal brand, blah, blah, blah. I was having fun. I remember every day, bro. I was having fun at work. I was eating whatever I want. I was out here hanging with the boys, running, swimming. You know what I'm saying? Going to the beach, hiking, training, doing all this kind of stuff. I remember, like, some nights after work, right? I'll be working from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. And after work at 10 p.m., me and the boys would go out and we just car cruise. We would jump in my boy's car. We would go down to the city, play some music, go for a drive, ride some scooters, those electric scooters in the city. We'll rent that out. We'll drive it around. Then after that, we'll get back into the car and then we'll drive to like the other side of the island and we just get food, like just to get food and just talk story and cruise. And everything was fun. I started dating my girl, got my own car, went traveling, blah, blah, blah. But in 2022, when like it was the summertime, I remember I got sick, bro. I got sick for 2 months. And ever since then, I was never the same. You know what I'm saying? So I remember I was working at this high school job in 2022. I was working 3 jobs actually, but I decided, let me just focus on my high school job. So I quit all my other jobs, Taco Bell, this driving job, and I was working at this high school. And pretty much I was working in the food department, right, in the cafeterias. And I remember when I was working in there, we had summer breaks off because, there was no students. So whenever there was no students, we would get off. So summertime, me and my girls at the hotel, and then 1 week after, I got sick, bro. I had like this bad stomach virus. I was like, oh. And ever since then, bro, my digestive system wasn't the same. I always had like health related issues, and it was just to the point where I was struggling with a lot of things. And every day I remember I went back to work in August. I went to Vegas with my girl. I went to Arizona, went to Maui, was going to the hotel, staycation. I was working hard, but at the same time, I didn't feel like I was enjoying life like how I was before. Yes, I was having fun. Yes, I was grateful. Yes, I really was like having fun. But I remember on those trips and every day when I woke up to go to work, I was always thinking about, shit, I just gotta survive today. So it got to the point where my mentality the past years was I was always focusing and fixated on my health. and focusing on things like not even just health related too. Like even now when I'm trying to grow my business and make money and trying to get rich and trying to do this, I feel like I'm very held back because of certain things in my life. You know what I'm saying? Not just health, but other things. You know what I'm saying? Like when I had friends, I had to drop a lot of friends, bro. I said, wow, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? You know, finances, you know, trying to make more money and this and that and trying to grow my business and, you know, always got health related problem. Like, bro, like right now, like this year, last year, I always had like respiratory fucking weird shit, bro. Like, I always had like mucus. You know how like you just have phlegm, just mucus stuck in your throat? I'm like, bro, what the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? So, it got to the point where the past 3 years of my life, from when I was 20 years old to 22 now, right? I was like, bro, or 19 to 22, yes. And pretty much I was like, you know what? I realized that, yes, I'm grateful. I'm blessed to be alive and I love everything that I'm doing right now. And, you know, the struggles and shit like that, the suffering, I get it. It's to make you a better version. I believe God is trying to make me stronger. He had to isolate me from everyone else, you know, like my friends and people, because we are on a different path. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, my whole goal is I want to be the best version of myself. In order for me to be the best version of myself, I need to go out and I need to suffer. I need to go through tests and trials. And these tests and trials and suffering and whatever that I'm going through is making me stronger in every component possible, right? I can list a few things that made me stronger, but I'm not going to talk about in this video. But it got to the point where I remember I was praying to God last night. I was like, you know what, God? It got, 3 years of this, I don't want to do this even longer, you know what I'm saying? Like, just living, surviving. I feel like I'm in The Walking Dead. Like, life now is not as fun as before. Every day, I remember I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh, I can't wait to start the day. Some days, I'm like, yes, I can't wait, but it'll be like in the back of my mind, it's all about survival. Like, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta survive. Like, before, like, yeah, it was all about, blah blah blah, but it was just more fun back then. I wasn't thinking about, okay, I gotta worry about my health, I gotta do this, I gotta watch what I eat today, I gotta make sure that blah 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 blah. Like, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's so different now. I feel that a lot of people, they have different situations why they feel that, life isn't hitting the same anymore. But I feel like when you're locked in and you want to be something big, God, the universe, whatever that you believe in, the world, they're going to give you a lot of problems in life. And these problems and these tests and trials are either going to make you or they're going to break you. Okay? So right now, when I'm trying to survive day by day, you guys might be doing the same thing too. You guys might be working 2 to 3 jobs. You might be trying to get rich and trying to get closer to God. You might be going through health stuff too, or family issues. Maybe your family's getting a divorce, your parents, and maybe you're going through a lot of different things, or you're homeless. I don't know, right? People's situations are different, and some situations are worse than mine. You know what I'm saying? It's not saying that I have a bad life, but it just gets to the point where I was like, God, I'm getting so tired of doing this, surviving every day by day. Like, come on, let's just switch it up for a bit. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm ready. But, it's not my timing, it's God's timing. But the whole point I'm trying to make is, if you are like me, where every day is a survival kind of thing, like day by day, you're like, okay, let's get through this shit. Let's push it. Let's be the best version. But we're going to have to suffer a little bit. We're going to have to struggle. I would recommend that it's a good thing, okay? Because I feel like a lot of these things are not gonna last forever. These type of things are never gonna last. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, my voice kind of dry a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But there's always light at the end of the tunnel, and I would recommend to just keep pushing, guys. So even if life, for me personally, isn't hitting the same, I know it's gonna get better. All right. I see you guys for another video. Yes, sir.